Greetings YouTube, Danny Staten here on the Danny Staten channel. I'm in the beautiful park located in PELZER, South Carolina. We call this park the Monkey Park. It's called the Monkey Park because back in the day, I'm talking the 1930s here and the 1940s, this place was filled with a zoo, and it had several different varieties of monkeys and apes. I bring that up because there are a lot of Bigfoot and cryptid sightings in this area. They actually had monkeys and apes here in this park up into the 70s when I was a young boy. You could come down here and they had a cage that had these little spider monkeys and stuff in them, and you can feed them and stuff like that. Right over yonder, across the road, I thought I saw something in the woods, but right over there across the road, you'll see the incredible thick forest that begins here in PELZER, South Carolina. If y'all hear me talk about a place called Crescent Hill a lot on videos, them woodline over there is the beginning of Crescent Hill. It goes for miles back up in the woods over there, where lots of hairy creatures have been seen. But we're not talking about Bigfoot much today. I'm just showing you a possible thing, is they had a real bad storm here once, back in the 50s. Several of the cages got broken open, and apes, orangutans and such, escaped into the local area. They never did manage to round up all of them. They figured after the years they just kind of died off. But I often wonder if some of these cryptid sightings I get here in South Carolina are really just escaped orangutans or escaped apes from this wonderful little park that you see here before you. There's a big, beautiful water tower. Anyway, we're going to talk about the park today a little bit. And the first thing I want to show you is where the John Wilson, a member of Congress, is buried. He died in 1828. And over here on this side, you'll see all these little tombstones. And these little tombstones here in PELZER, South Carolina, at the Monkey Park, mark Native American burials. Almost every one of these tombstones represent where one of the local Native Americans have passed away back in I'd say most of them are from the late 1800s, even though I think there's one or two tombstones out here from 1902 and 1903. Unfortunately, none of them are marked with names. But I thought I'd come down and give you a view of this park today, and I thought I'd take you for a little quick walk around, having a look at some of the markers that mark the Native American burials here in what we call the Indian Graveyard, the Indian Burial Ground, here in PELZER, South Carolina. As you can tell, there's a great deal of them. Last time I was here, this place was overgrown with brush and debris, and it's quite wonderful that somebody has taken the time to come down and clean up the park. Stood up all the tombstones. I was really hoping that some of these old names, now that they got them stood up, back when I was a young kid and come down here, they had black writing on them. And you could see like the names of the Indians, and it would say the chief so-and-so or wife of chief so-and-so. But over the years, I guess all the names have washed off, and I really don't know if anybody even knows who's buried here now. So we'll take a look at the back of this real quick. If you want to pause it and read it, I'll try to get it in focus for ya. Ooh, isn't that beautiful, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't that beautiful? And this is pretty amazing here that somebody has actually buried their beloved dog named Captain Ellis Adger Smith, who buried his beloved dog right here. And I do not know who that was. But since it says Captain, I'm thinking he was probably a Civil War veteran. And before we leave, we'll take one little quick look over here at the grave of John Wilson, a U.S. Congressman, 1828, 17, and 73. Wow, that's an old gravestone, isn't it? I'm sad to say that only two of the gravestones here at the old cemetery actually have names on them now. Seems like back in the day there were a few more stones over here on this side that actually had names on them. But I guess vandalism, time and age and weather have took all them down. See right in here, there should be some more stones. And this is where a whole family was buried in this plot. I remember it used to have a name, Chief Screaming Eagle, I believe it used to say, but that was 30, 40 years ago. Well, I guess that wraps it up, boys and girls. This is my look at the Indian burial grounds located in PELZER, South Carolina, in a little park we call the Monkey Park. It also has a lot of swings and other stuff for children to play down in the lower part of it. A community building is located over there, and it's right behind the food line. And as you look out through there, you can see on the other side will be swing sets and stuff where you can bring the kids to play. So if you ever get a chance and you're down this way, you should at least take a few minutes to stop in right off Highway 8 right over there and check out the Monkey Park in West PELZER, South Carolina. PELZER, South Carolina. Until next time, this is Danny Staten on the Danny Staten channel saying blog over, dudes.